All right, today we're going to dive into something that's really shaking up the world of UX design. I mean, what if your creative partner wasn't another person, but an AI? And what if your most powerful tool was just language?
So, just think about that for a second. This one simple question is really what this is all about. It's this idea that the words we use, the instructions we give, well, they're basically becoming the new paintbrush for creating digital experiences.
Okay, so to really dig into this, we're going to look at some fascinating work by product designer Vidya Ravichandran. She actually ran a bunch of experiments with an AI tool called UXPilot to get to the bottom of one big question. Can an AI truly be a collaborator in the design process?
So, before we go any further, what are we even talking about when we say design by prompting? Well, this isn't about just, throwing some vague ideas at a machine. No, this is all about giving it super detailed, really structured instructions, prompts, to generate entire user interfaces from scratch. It's really where the art of language kind of bumps up against the science of design.
All right, let's jump into the first experiment. This one was all about pure speed. Just seeing what the AI could come up with, with barely any guidance. Really just for some quick and dirty creative ideas. The goal here was pretty bold, actually. Could UXPilot take just one single sentence, one prompt, and spin it into a whole complex operations dashboard? This was basically the acid test for rapid brainstorming. And the result? Honestly, it was pretty stunning. The AI just instantly created a complex, totally functional-looking dashboard. I mean, for just getting ideas out there, for brainstorming, this is an absolute game changer. It literally turns hours of work into a matter of seconds.
Okay, so speed is one thing, but what I find really interesting about this next experiment is how it completely shifts gears. It's not about speed anymore. It's about control. It's about precision, right? How do you get the AI to build exactly what you're picturing in your head?
Well, the answer turned out to be treating the prompt like a proper professional design brief. So Vidya broke it all down, giving the AI super detailed instructions on, well, everything. We're talking specific UI components, the layout, brand colors, fonts, even sampled data for all the charts and graphs, right down to the pixel-perfect spacing.
And this just shows you the core principle right here. By feeding the AI that insane level of detail, she got back a polished, completely on-brand UI that needed almost zero rework. It's that simple. Precision in, you get precision out.
Okay, so let's check out the final experiment, which kind of builds on all this. This one tests more of a hybrid approach. What happens if you don't start with a wall of text? What if you start with something more traditional, like, say, a simple wireframe?
So the challenge was this. Could UXPilot look at a really basic, low-fidelity wireframe for a company called Sloth.ai, and with just a few little style hints, turned it into a beautiful, polished, high-quality UI?
And you know what? It totally worked. The AI was smart enough to understand the structure from the wireframe, and then it used those style prompts to flesh out a really nice final design. This is huge because it shows this kind of tool can just slot right into the design workflows we already use. So after seeing all these different approaches, some really clear rules started to pop up. Think of it like a little cheat sheet, a best practices guide for how to actually work with a design AI to get great results.
So here are the big takeaways. First and foremost, clarity is king. It's simple. The quality of your prompt directly dictates the quality of the design. Garbage in, garbage out. Next, don't be afraid to use visual references. Giving it a wireframe or an example image helps ground everything. Also, and this is a big one, includes sample data. This makes sure the AI is designing for realistic content, not just empty boxes. And of course, you have to enforce your brand consistency. Spell out the fonts, the colors, the spacing, because the AI isn't a mind reader. So when you put it all together, what is a great prompt? It's basically a really tight, concise design spec.
Okay, all of this brings us to what is, I think, the most important point of this whole conversation. This isn't about replacing anyone. It's about a completely new way of thinking about how designers actually create stuff.
And this really is the bottom line. This tech is not here to take jobs. It's a tool. It's something that takes a designer's vision, their strategy, all their expertise, and just amplifies it. It lets them execute bigger and faster than ever before. You see, when you guide them in the right way, tools like UXPilot stop being just simple automators. They actually become genuine design partners, massively speeding up that whole journey from a spark of an idea to a finished, pixel-perfect product.
So let's wrap up by just zooming out for a second. If this is where things are going, what does it all mean? What new skills are going to define the great designers of the future?
I think it comes down to this: being able to articulate a vision with total clarity, with precision, with structure. That's not just a soft skill anymore. It is the core creative skill. The next truly great design tool isn't going to be a piece of software. It's the language we use to command it.